All right, today I've got to do a little maintenance slash upgrade or fix to the vacuum forming machine. You can see we have the pump down here, the Becker pump. Hose leads off to the purge tank there. Over time, I don't know if you can tell, but the hose has collapsed and won't work as efficiently, I would guess, at this point. Maybe a little hard to tell there, but yeah, in a few places it's seen much better days. So I am going to replace this with some galvanized pipe and then get it as close to the, the input there into the pump where it's bringing air into from the tank, and probably go a little bit of hose, then use this existing hose to go the rest of the distance into the pump and everything. I'm not going to get it exactly plumbed all the way to the vacuum pump. I think it might be a little difficult to get the angles and everything correct, and I'm not super excited to try and really get perfectionist on that, so we'll do that. Plus, I think just to prevent any potential future issues here, I can see it looks like it's maybe starting to do a little something there. We're going to also bring about the same amount of distance the the galvanized pipe out as well. I think it's 24-inch sections we've got. And then we'll adapt it once again to the hose and bring it out the rest of the way to the valve here. And, well, two valves. The control valve for how much pressure we want, and then the actual release valve for when we want the vacuum to engage, that's controlled by the automated system and everything. So, and then that leads, of course, up to the hose here that's disconnected to our platen where the buck or mold is attached to. So that's what we're going to do today, is try and make this a little bit nicer in here, make it work a little bit better. Let's get this hose off here first. Okay, so then we've got a new 24-inch, 24-inch, 1-inch diameter galvanized pipe to attach on the end of this. We're just going to do a quick dry fit. I have pipe thread sealant that I grabbed out of my, I have a toolbox just for plumbing stuff, and yeah, that stuff had turned nasty, gone bad. So for today's thing, I'm just going to use some Teflon tape on this once we're ready to go. See where that puts us. Yeah, that looks like that'll work great. All right. I don't see an issue there with that. Give you an idea. It's coming out right there. And then it's got to go over to there. So we'll put a joint on the end of this, and then we'll attach, we'll cut this hose down and then attach it to that. So let's put the thread, silicone thread sealant, or Teflon I should say, sealant on there. Yeah, so we'll put the thread sealant on this one and tighten her down. Hopefully we'll be pretty good on this side, and then we'll run it to the vacuum pump. That's pretty good. That should be enough for that one. Okay. Let's get this part. Thread protector off. I'll give you a little tidbit, is that at Menards, they sell these in different lengths, and they have them with thread protectors on them when you buy them in the store at one of the chains, other chains in town here. That's they're very much a regional big box sort of store called Fleet Farm. They're just out with the threads not protected in any sort of way. So this, one of the reasons why I went to save big money instead, but actually I think I paid a little bit more. I don't remember for certain, but I paid a little bit more. Let's see here. Which way do I want the... Trying to think of the correct way to put this on. I think that's the correct way. Ridicule me in the comments if it's not. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using to attach it there. And so this is all 1-inch stuff. 1-inch diameter. Oh, am I going to have clearance here? Do I have clearance? Oh, I do have clearance. Do I have clearance? Now, the question is, will I be able to make this come back all the way? No, I'm not going to be able to get that to come all the way back around, am I? No. All right. Oh yeah, we did it. Sweet. Oh, most work I've done all day. Okay. This is one. This is the one. Here we go. Okay. Now let's see what we can do with our hose. Oh, I think that's gonna work. I just gotta trim my hose down a little bit. I'll let you guys see what I'm talking about here. See, I realize you cannot see what I am talking about. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong with my life? There we go. So that's what I was doing there, is to get that in line. So I think that's going to work just fine. I'm going to trim the hose, cut the hose right about there, and go get my big knife. Actually, I better put this on all the way. Yeah, I'll go get a big knife, and we'll see what happens. All right, there you go. That should be better. Now, the only thing I'm going to have to worry about is if this pump movement introduces vibrations into the thing and makes something rattle in the pipe or something like that. Sometimes this pump does kind of make some rattling, makes the whole machine kind of shake at a certain frequency and everything at times. So that might be an issue. One of the things I've thought about doing at some point is trying to remove this pump and put some dampeners underneath it to see if I could help that a little bit, but that's a project for another day. But yeah, I think I'll do the next part by myself without videotaping it, and then I'll show you the aftermath for the stuff on the other side from the tank to the valves, excuse me, for the vacuum forming, and then just show you what it looks like when they're all done instead of trying to record all of it. All right, we are all done. We've got it all plumbed in. So we have from the pump to the tank is all hooked up. From the tank to the first valve that then goes up to the platen, that's all done. I'll show you what the hose first, a little bit closer look at the hose. Let's see, which one was it here? This end on this hose, this is coming out of the tank to the platen. You can see it was starting to get deformed there. Not much, not real bad. Then this is the one, that section we cut out leading from the pump to the tank. This is what you could see. This was getting really bad. It used to be only about up to where my thumb is, from here to here sort of thing. And it's just gotten worse over the last year or so. It's been like this for a while, and I really need to get to it. But what I couldn't see is how bad it was on this side. Oh my gosh, that's really bad. So that goes to show you why I needed to get this replaced. And if you've got a machine like this, you probably want to look into doing the same thing long term. Just probably going to be worth it. Now, one thing I can say is I'm not sure how this is going to hold up threads wise in the back with all this weight hanging here and vibrations and heat. Is it going to back the threads out back here? So I may need to come in with some sort of support here to support that pipe. We'll let it go for now, just make sure everything's working first, but that shouldn't be too hard. We'll attach something off that support here to come out and support it. That won't be too hard to do if we need to. This one over here, I doubt it's going to be an issue because it would just tighten the threads, so I'm not going to probably worry about it too much. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, so that takes care of it. And if you're wondering, man, that floor looks really clean, well, that's because we have to have a clean environment here in the shop for our stuff. This is probably, if you've ever been to a vacuum forming facility, this is probably cleaner than any other vacuum forming facility you've ever been in or seen, unless it was doing food and medical grade stuff and everything. And that's just because we can't have stuff on the mold and everything. And if you operate the machine and someone comes in the next day and finds that there's dirt and everything on the floor, you're in big trouble with the boss. This has got to be a super clean shop. Do you think they bought that we keep this really clean like this all the time?